Hi guys, just thought I'd do a quick video on trap bar deadlifts, so those that have not done them before. These are called trap bars, okay? So if you've never done it before, don't overthink it, okay? I want you to start with just the bar itself, because the bar itself is actually reasonably heavy. It's 30 kilograms, okay? So what you could do is start off, like I said, one of these bars here, and just you'll be fine with it. I know you will. Okay, you've built up a lot of strength for the last 7 weeks anyway, doing all the other leg work, and this is primarily a leg exercise. So although it does bring in the posterior and upper body a little bit too. So what I want you to do, just stand inside the bar, okay, like this, with your feet pointing straight ahead. Okay, sort of narrow, quite a narrow stance, maybe no wider than shoulder width, and then all you're literally going to do is push your hips back and bend your knees simultaneously, okay, until you can reach the bar here. Have your chest facing that way, okay, you want your chin looking down, so don't look straight ahead. Similar to the kettlebell swings, you want you to keep your neck in neutral throughout the movement, so hips back, chest up, but your head will be kind of looking sort of forward, okay, well, depends where you are in the movement, but here, and then as you stand up, then your head will look at the wall, okay, so hips back. You want your hip to be above your knee, so one of the main mistakes folk make when you do this movement to begin with is that you squat it, so they come all the way down like this and then stand up with it. But what separates this from a squat is you want the hip above the knee to load the posterior more, i.e. the hamstrings and the glutes, and to an extent the lower back as well. So bum out, knees bent, chest up, and then from there, I want you to imagine you're going to pull in the bar first, like to take what's called the slack out of it. So you want to make sure your spine's nice and long, chest up, and then you're just going to stand up with it, okay, like that, and then you're just going to come back down to the start. Okay, so that is the movement there in straightforward terms. Okay, so don't overthink it. See how you go with the bar. I don't want you to come down too slow. I want it to be almost like a controlled drop. So I don't want you to drop it obviously, but don't focus on it coming down really slowly with it. Okay, the benefit of the trap bar is it's a really good concentric power-based movement, so you can really focus on the way up and not so much the way down. Whereas pretty much everything else we've done up to now, all the RDLs, all the hip type stuff, all this sort of stuff, all the split squats, it's all about the eccentric. So the trap bar, I want it to be a bit more about the opposite, about the concentric. You obviously want to control it, but like I said, it doesn't need to be too measured, okay? A couple of things maybe to mention that we're all looking for is to make sure your finish point is similar to the kettlebell swing and the hip thrust. What I mean by that is squeeze the glutes gently. Well, when I say squeeze the glutes, once your glutes are activated the way they should, you probably shouldn't need to squeeze your glutes. But as long as you stand up and make sure you finish here and not push through like this. So a common mistake I see people make this is they do this and they push through and there's a wee bit of bar sway. Okay, so coaches, for example, I would want the coaches to be looking for that. So if there's any sort of movement here through the bar, it's an immediate sort of red flag that you're not properly engaging through the right muscle area and you've not got control of the finish point. So when you finish, you should just stop there. Okay, so you're not trying to push through, okay, like that. So that's the main one I like to think about. If you find the bar, it's fine. The reason these are risers or behind is that obviously it makes it a bit easier. If it's a that higher up, there's less range of motion. But equally as well, if they're off the floor, it's really low. And once you actually putting weight on it anyway, obviously the weight plates are off the ground. Okay, so if you start here, and if you feel it's okay, you could start adding a bit more weight to it and see how you go on. We'll go into the sort of more specifics about certain things once you've had a go on it. Taking the slack out the bar, something I just mentioned, but that is easier to sort of understand that concept once you go to the weight plates. Here, because if you notice, there's a bit of slack, hear that? That noise, that's the slack. So when we talk about taking the slack out of the bar, it means getting rid of the slack here before you start lifting, okay? So that there's essentially no noise before the lift, and which again is a red flag sign that maybe the coaches won't be able to hear it, or maybe you won't be able to hear it because the music's on. But if you feel there's a bit of movement as you lift, it's because you're not taking the slack out first. Taking slack out of it would mean you're engaging through your upper back and your lats properly before you lift. You're wanting a nice long spine because if you just think about it in simple terms, if you've got length through your spine, you've got length through your hamstrings and glutes. So in other words, you're going to be working these areas better and more effectively if you are keeping that spine nice and flat. So you might see in social media a lot of talk of there's nothing wrong with rounding your back to lift the weights up. Now, while there's an element of definite truth in that, there isn't anything wrong with it as long as you're gradually loading it up. It doesn't mean it's effective for specific things. And certainly when it comes to sort of getting the most out of the length of the glutes, the hamstrings, that you're not going to do that if you're doing this. Okay, so, and then you might say, well, what does it matter? Well, it does matter if you're wanting to get better athletically. So, for example, running, you're not going to run with a short and stride rate, you're going strength in the weight room without the crossover to outside of the weight room. Because when you run, obviously you're wanting to train that length through the hamstring, which happens when you run, same with the glutes. So it's a bit more athletic focused as well, if your form is better, ironically. Whereas if you're just there for a power lift, it's not so important, but we're not here for the power lift. Right, so that is trap bar deadlift. Another wee thing just on sort of gym etiquette, I guess, it will help you as well as everyone else. So you'll notice today, hip thrusts are going to be in and trap bars. If you are going to be lifting, let's say 150 kilos, and there's a wee bar with nothing on it, avoid that bar, even if it's available. Just wait until one of the bars with a lot of weight on it becomes available. It takes 30 seconds for someone to lift 8 reps, so you're not going to wait long. Equally, if the only bar available that you see has got 150 kilos on it and you want to lift 50, I would recommend you do not start taking the weights off the heavy bar. One, what's the point? Two, by the time you've done that, another bar that you want with already the weights you want on it will be available. And the same goes for the hip thrusts. If you're wanting a 50k bar for hip thrusts and there's 160k on the bar, and that's the only one that's available, just wait, because it wouldn't take long for someone to finish the set. It will save you all that hassle of dragging off the weights, going to find certain things, certain weights, and then it just means that it just runs a bit smoother for everyone. Okay, same with the bench press, I guess. So anyway, that's the trap bar deadlifts. See you soon.